What's up, guys? Welcome to Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
We've got a lot of tea to discuss. We're talking the DaBaby debate. That's what we've called it now, thanks to the morning tea.
Yes.
Justin Bieber and those ticket sales, along with Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. But first, let's talk about Camila Cabello. So during a recent interview at the Global Awards, Camila was asked if her and Shawn had any upcoming plans to make more music together.
Okay.
She responded saying, quote, "I want more, we want more, but honestly, we're being in our 20s. So then she was pressed on that further because obviously it sounds like she's saying they're a little too busy to record with one another. And she said, quote, "No, not even like that. Just like being in love is exhausting. It takes it out of you." She went on to say, quote, "We can't even go to the studio. We can't. We're trying to calm down."
Are y'all in the boudoir? Is that what you are trying to insinuate? Now that I'm hearing it back, are you trying to say, girl, we are in the bed and we do not have time to be writing no lyrics for y'all?
Apparently, the guy who was doing the interview kind of giggled like, "What is exhausting?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "I just mean like emotionally." Because she
knew
realized,
you know what it sounded like.
She realized what it sounded like too, so then she took it back and said, emotionally exhausting, which to me, either way, I just would never want someone to describe my love as being exhausting unless you're exhausted because your life is just so much better with me in it.
Yeah,
you know
like
what
something
I'm saying?
like that.
It's like, oh my God, I'm just like exhausted because I've never been this happy before. I'm so in love.
It sounds like she's more like, it's just so exhausting. Like being how you've been in a relationship.
Right?
There's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of give and take. And I imagine when your relationship has been put through the ringer of a public scandal, it becomes 10 times more exhausting. So I can see where she's coming from on that respect. But still, to me, I'm just like, wow, from the couple that was sucking each other's lips on public sidewalks, school streets, everywhere that they could, to now on the red carpet saying the love is exhausting. Who would have thought, y'all? Who would have thought?
Are y'all out of gas? Are y'all pulled over?
In the words of Vicki Gunvalson, the OG housewife, the love tank is not full. That's what she used to say.
Now that's golden.
Her love tank is either full or her love tank is empty.
It's
and
on
it sounds like Camila Cabello's is starting to really, you know when the line, it goes below the line, the little gauge goes below the E? I don't know. E for exhausting.
You don't want to putter on out.
You
don't putter out, sis.
Let's move on and talk about DaBaby, someone who Camila Cabello knows, and now unfortunately he's going through a scandal himself.
Scandal sisters.
Scandal sisters. So a video surfaced this weekend of DaBaby slapping a fan after they were shining a phone light too close to his face. Also, there's allegations that the phone did hit his face. As it turns out, this fan was a female, and the video does not look good.
At all, Madison.
There is no way to really hide it, shade, twist it around and try to serve it to y'all differently. It's bad.
He slapped the soul out that lady.
Not good. So the incident seemingly happened in Tampa for his tour. After the shock of the slap kind of wore off the crowd, because there were a lot of people around, you guys. It was everyone. TMZ reports that the crowd began to boo DaBaby. Therefore, he left without performing a single song. The victim did call the police, as TMZ reports that when the police arrived at the scene, DaBaby had already left. Now, the victim says DaBaby got the wrong person when he hit her because it was actually the woman next to her who hit him with the phone, and she received nothing. The victim appeared to have no visible injuries. She also reportedly refused EMS attention when she was asked if she needed treatment. Later on in the evening, DaBaby took to his Instagram to apologize, saying he could not tell if the person behind the light was a man or a woman, and he acknowledged that he was in the wrong. Now, let's just pause there for a second, because we have talked about, celebrity and fan interactions a lot, and we've really hammered the point home that, well, you feel you know your fave, they don't know you, so you can't be offended when they have a standoff reaction. However,
girl, hit him with the however.
You cannot have a physical reaction like that. I don't care if it was a man or woman or anyone. You cannot physically react that way, and that is why your security needs to be on the ball and be doing their job and making sure that you're not put in that situation if they know you have a temper and will react that way.
It's a disappointing situation because DaBaby is huge right now. I like DaBaby a lot. So it sucks to see him in a position like this. You can't be out there putting your hands on people. I understand when it's for the safety of your child, like with the hotel guy a month or a couple weeks back, but this was like a completely isolated incident.
Right.
You were walking through a crowd, a light got close to your face. You're a musician. People are excited to see you. Not saying that it's right for them to invade your personal space. However, you are a celebrity, and unfortunately, these are the little hijinks that come with it.
Exactly. And I think coming off the incident with the hotel, well, yes, I can understand that a little bit more. I feel like it's just bad to have another example where people are like, this happened, then a few weeks later, this happened. So it's just really not looking good. He did ask for the woman's name to apologize to her directly and try to privately make things right. But the latest update as of yesterday afternoon, the woman lawyered up and her attorney is already speaking out, of course. Her attorney spoke to TMZ saying that they did receive DaBaby's Instagram message and looked forward to speaking to him.
Before we move on, Madison, DaBaby has a huge female fan base. It doesn't look good, and I hope that in some way he can make this right.
I hope so too. I said this on the morning tea, but I feel like I know he wants to handle it privately, but I almost feel like publicly something needs to happen. I don't necessarily know what that is, but I just feel like with how the climate is with females in general right now, he's gonna need to do something that is public just to show like I majorly effed up, and here's what I'm doing to rectify the situation. Other than just making sure things are good in private.
I agree.
And financially, I'm sure.
As public as the assault was, that's as loud as the apology should be.
You guys, it's still going viral on social media. If it was dead, I would kind of be like, okay, people are getting over it.
People are still upset.
People are not over it at all. But let's talk about Justin Bieber. His Changes tour has been downgrading from stadiums to arenas due to lack of ticket sales. Now, when TMZ reported the news, they attributed the lack of ticket sales to being yet another consequence of the coronavirus. That's a mouthful. Due to the fact that 3 days after Justin announced his tour, quote, coronavirus fears really blossomed. Now, TMZ reports that prior to the news, quote, ticket sales were hugely successful, but then slowed in smaller markets. Sources told TMZ that Justin's team made the decision to relocate several tour stops to guarantee they could fill seats instead of him performing to a half-empty arena. It's also possible he could do multiple shows at one arena.
That is shocking.
Right?
It's shocking and it's sad because it's Justin Bieber. However, I think that, and this is not a dig or it's not shade, I just think that younger fans, some of them have grown out of love with Justin. I felt like at one point everybody loved Baby, everybody loved Boyfriend, and then people just sort of started to get a little bit turned off.
Right.
So maybe this is just his core fan base. The numbers don't lie.
No, I completely agree, and I think it's convenient timing. Of course, there obviously is a real problem going on right now. I'm not going to sit up here and deny that. However, I think it's an easy cop-out, and I know we talk a lot about how Justin loves an easy excuse, and he loves to victimize himself at times, and I feel like it's really easy to be like, oh, well, I'm not selling tickets because of coronavirus. Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, we're just going to low-key change these menus and let people talk. If they want to say it's ticket sales, I would probably be like, what, I want to have a more intimate show with my fans.
Oh, I would have preferred if Justin would have just come, and did that. Like, hey, just want to keep you guys safe, so we're like switching some things around with the tour. If you still have your tickets, they will be on it. Right. Instead of it being like, it quietly being changed, the fans getting riled up, and then TMZ comes out and it's like, wait.
It's because of coronavirus.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
It's just the way the events transpired. It's very interesting. But let's move on and talk about Kylie and Travis. Again, TMZ, they were all over the place this weekend. They were. They confirmed that Kylie and Travis were back together. Released a report, sources came forward. Yes, they have decided to reconcile. They're under the same, they haven't moved back in together, but they spend lots of nights together. They're so happy. Well, then just a few hours later, they came back out, printed an update, and were like, no, sources said that they're not officially linked. They're just co-parenting. They're having a good time. Now, I believe that they are not 100% back together, just in the sense of there was a report from Life and Style magazine where a source said, they're working on building that proper family back. They still are, working through some issues, things of that nature. So I feel like we got our hopes up by saying that, of like, yes, they're back together, but I really don't think that they are.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe Madison, they put it out there initially as like they're back together, and from what I saw, people didn't care. And so maybe they felt like, okay, well, let's steer it back in a different direction. We're not together. And then it's like, well, are they or aren't they? And that kind of stirs up more.
So now the conversation is continuing of the roller coaster relationship that is Kylie and Travis, in the sense of one day we hear they're together, one day we hear they're not. And you might be right. People probably already assumed that they were back together. Yeah. So when this confirmation report came down, everyone was like, wait, what?
A lot of people
that was already happening.
A lot of people didn't even know that they broke up. I was seeing a lot of that in the replies. We're like, they broke up? Like, Pop Crave had tweeted it, and a lot of people were like, I didn't even know they broke up. Who? Question mark. And I was like, so.
So that's
Kar-Jenners.
So we got to keep the storyline going, everybody. That is how it works, you know? If something doesn't have a good reaction, we got to keep it pushing and keep it out there. So
honestly,
we'll see. Like I said, I believe that they are definitely on their way, but I don't think they're 100% there yet.
Well, that's fine, as long as Stormy is being taken care of.
And we know she is. Yeah. That is the one thing. There is one thing that has remained constant throughout every report about Kylie and Travis, and it's always that Stormy's their number one priority, and so is co-parenting.
Yes,
so we got to shout them out for that. But you guys, it's time to let us know what you're thinking. What is your reaction to Camila Cabello referring to being in love with Shawn Mendes as exhausting? Also, thoughts on what went down with the baby this weekend?
Disappointing. Yeah. What did you think about Justin Bieber having to downsize some of his tour venues? Do you blame his lack of ticket sales on the coronavirus? And
finally, what do you think is really going on with Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott? You guys, let it out down below. Don't forget to tune into the Morning Tea tomorrow for Tequila Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the meantime, you can shop the Hollyscoop store, subscribe, and click that notification bell. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.